I'm here to see how the country is doing in these unusually harsh times, because I want to make sure that what was agreed in November is implementable as it was agreed. And in the discussions we have had today, we recognize that the direction to travel remains the same. The way we take these steps, we have to calibrate carefully, recognizing that in this couple of months since November, a lot has changed in the country. Tiny or none. And yet the will, and I'm very confident that it would take us not a long time. We are talking about weeks in which we can bring a new program to our board of directors. I have the assurances from the president and the government that they want this to happen, and I have the commitment of our team to make it happen.
What can we expect on Monday?
Well, carefully assess what are the actions where there is no obstacle to bring them to completion, and where we recognize that we need to calibrate more carefully. On the VIT exemptions, we made it very clear that this has to happen, that we cannot possibly have the Ukrainian economy lingering between market economy and non-market economy. We have to move it forward. And the question is not whether, the question is how we do it. How we get the level of support from the parliament all across the world. Why don't we trade more with each other? One is it has to be introduced to the parliament. And the question is in what form and how it is introduced. And that, yes, this has to happen. And it is for the leadership here and the parliament to make that, to take this step. Two is to make it effective. We have never asked for effectiveness immediately. Among other things, you're here, you see how harsh life is on people. And also this is the kind of step that needs preparation to be implemented. So we have been in our discussions talking about a year in which the ground can be paved. But there has to be predictability, and this is where we need not only to enter the parliament, but also to have the confirmation from the parliament that it is going to happen and how it is going to happen. But in a foggy time, it is even more important to have an institution like this. We have ample evidence that central bank independence works in the interests of businesses and households, and that evidence-based, data-based decision-making is good for the economy. I have worked with Jay Powell. He is a very good professional, a very decent man, and I think that his standing among his colleagues tells the story. Highly respected, and I would put myself in the category of people who respect his professionalism. We have been in contact. We actually scheduled the meeting, and then I flew to. So it would be very good to see that there is a recognition, and for fairness, we have seen a lot of recognition across the board in the United States and outside of the United States that the Fed is precious for the Americans. It is very important for the rest of the world. With the World Bank, with the Inter-American Development Bank. So what we are seeing is a more diversified world, a more fragmented world. First, we don't see any alternative now or any time in observable future to the dollar, given the size of the the US economy, and also given the depth of the US capital markets. They are in the category of not trying over-spilled milk. But yes, there is a gradual shift. It came first with the euro, and euro took hold, and then it kind of got stuck in one place. Then it came with medium-sized economies with strong fundamentals: Switzerland, Sweden, Australia. And actually, I take the story to be care about your fundamentals. When you have strong fundamentals, you have strong standing, including your currency. I think the rest of the world doesn't quite understand. Not really. What we see is more broadly a recognition that geopolitical factors play a bigger role. One, two, that uncertainty is here to stay, something I have been talking about for some time. Three, that there has to be more attention to the unthinkable. And then how do you position your business to handle the unthinkable when it happens is for business leaders to decide. Good to see that there is a recognition, and but they have grown in significance. What is remarkable is how, despite of those risks, we see a world economy that is functioning quite well. One of the reasons for this functionality is that the world is truly multipolar now, and we have new centers of gravity, if you wish, that are also stabilizers for the world economy. We are particularly interested to deepen our engagement with some of the regions that are coming up as this kind of stabilizers, from ASEAN to the Gulf Cooperation Council. We see more in the world that is creating better opportunities for the world economy to function. Under the hood of this resilient story. As you know, the fund has had very limited, close to none, relations with Venezuela since 2019. The only thing we have been doing is to keep a watchful eye on the economy and try to assess the trajectory of the Venezuelan economy. It is a very sad story. The economy shrunk dramatically. 8 million people flew the country. You and I talk in Ukraine. More Venezuelans as proportion of the population left Venezuela, a country that is not in war, than Ukrainians left Ukraine. Inflation is ticking up. We worry about hyperinflation re-emerging in Venezuela. In spite of those risks, we see a world economy that is functioning. So we have a good understanding, and we are ready. If there is an opportunity to support the people of Venezuela, you can be sure the fund will be there.